Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel. I've got to make an apology from the get-go. If you hear any kind of banging, sawing, drilling noises going on, it's from my next door neighbor. They've got workmen in their residence. So here it is, the day after, the evening before, when they revealed the Destiny 2 trailer. I've got to say, after watching it and looking at the forums and all that kind of stuff, there is a lot of hate going on. A lot of hate and a lot of disappointment going on. But for me, it's like this, and it's as simple as this. I've pre-ordered. Call me what the fuck you want to call me at the end of the day, but it's my cheddar, it's my money, and I will do with my money as I please. Some people buy bacon, some people buy pork. I don't eat pork, I don't eat bacon, I don't eat the swine for my own personal reasons. But that doesn't mean to say that I'm going to hate on the man that basically eats bacon. It just doesn't meet my dietary requirements. Some people smoke crack. Some people take crystal meths and pay a whole lot of money, top dollar for that shit. It's not good for them. I think it's not good for them. But try and tell a crack addict not to smoke crack when he's got a freaking rock in his hand. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I know I'm using some extreme examples, but it's just simply what it is at the end of the day. You can vote with your wallet. You can vote one way or the other. You can vote not to buy or to buy. Now, I've just worked it out. With the pre-orders, you got a digital deluxe edition with the sword and the emotes and stuff like that, and that cost 90 quid. I'm not buying that. Then you got the £80 version where you have the vanilla game and the 2 expansions. And on average, games are being released and being sold for that amount of money. If you look at Call of Duty, it's more or less the same thing. With Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I probably played one of the expansions. I haven't played the rest. And even with me getting the game and playing the game, I only got Call of Duty Black Ops when it was on sale for £20 in Amazon. And I managed to get the DLC, I think it was for £35. So it was like, £55 for the lot, which I thought was great value for money, But with any other release of Call of Duty, people will say, oh, they hate Call of Duty, but they still buy it. But after having a long conversation with my brethren Vimesy, he informed me that sales has gone down like 48%, and that's a shitload. That's a heavy chunk, to be losing out on in terms of games in percentage terms. 48%, that's a whole heap of units they're basically losing. So for me, I've pre-ordered it. Do you know what I mean? You can say whatever you want about me being a dumbass and me being the problem in relation to why businesses carry on with this evil, dirty, stinking practice. It ain't. It's just business. It's just business at the end of the day. Activision are not here to give you discounts and discounts and discounts. They're here to give you a product that they consider premium, and if you want to pay for that, you're going to have to pay top dollar for that. It's just the way how things go. For example, you go in a supermarket, you buy a can of baked beans. I used to eat Heinz baked beans as a kid, right? Grew up with that brand association and grew up eating Heinz baked beans, and then all of a sudden it's like I moved on to Branston baked beans because I thought that had a better taste than Heinz baked beans. And then I would buy like a 4-pack for £1. Now when the demand not so much outweighs the supply, but when the demand gets big enough, then because the demand is always there, the companies will decide to try and shortchange you by not only cutting down the amount of tins, but cutting down the tin sizes and still have you paying the same amount as you would do for a 4-pack large tin of baked beans. That's just how it is. That's just how business is, And if you want it, you will pay for it, just as much as me playing a game like Destiny for 3 years. 3 years, not 3 months, 3 years. I've played Destiny on and off for 3 years. There's people that's put in 4,000 hours, 5,000 hours, 10,000, 11,000 hours. I've put in a little dege 1,700 hours, and I feel that I got my money's worth at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be an apologist for Bungie or Activision. I know that some of their practices are nasty at the end of the day, but here's the thing, if you if you care to wait, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe 6 months, then that's down to you. You know what I mean? To get the collector's, whatever edition, the legacy edition, as it were. You know, there's other issues as well. For example, PlayStation getting the exclusive for a year till at least fall 2018. Now, some Xbox players are pretty pissed off about that. And then you have, let me see, what else? The game being made now for PC. I don't have no issue with that. But I'm sure there's going to be hackers that's going to hack the shit out of the game on PC. That is for sure. That is for sure. There's no ifs or buts about it. So that doesn't affect me. As long as it doesn't go into cross-play in terms of me as a console user being able to play a PC gamer. That'll be pretty sad, you know. My thing with Destiny 2 is that I just hope that they fix up the story, that the grind element is kind of cut down, but don't turn it into a COD fest where, you know, there's instant gratification. I don't mind the grind. You know what I mean? I think the grind is basically is an RPG element. It hasn't done World of fucking Warcraft any harm. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just some people are they're just not into that. And I understand that and I get that. I totally respect that line of opinion. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And for a game to keep people's attention, even with the lackluster performance of the vanilla game, and then House of Wolves, Dark Below, and Rise of Iron coming into the fore, and the character development within the series have kind of upped it a notch. Yeah, it could be right in saying that we got a beta, a glorified beta, if you like. It'll be fair to say that. But I think with what Bungie are trying to do, and I hope that they are trying to do, they're trying to basically allay most or majority of the issues that had plagued them before. I really hope so, because if it's going to be a case where they're going to count on us to pre-order and it's the same shit, it's not going to look or bode well for Bungie. You know what I mean? With a franchise they're trying to build, as opposed to Call of Duty, which they can feed the same shit to everybody, young and old, and they're going to lap it up. I can't believe the amount of people that actually bought Infinite Warfare just to buy freaking the old game. I forgot what it's called. But that's their money. They're doing what they want to do with their money, as I am doing what I want to do with my money. It makes complete sense to me to buy and pre-order a game that I've spent 3 years playing through thick and thin, feast and famine, shit and sunshine, good and bad, right? I have more trust in that game to give me what I need going forward. Now, with The Last of Us 2, there's one big issue that I have with that, and that is weapon DLC. Now, me and my brethren was having a conversation yesterday, and he was saying, well, if it's something that I can work towards, then I don't have a problem with that. But I had to correct him and say, no, it's not. It was something as a separate DLC, which came with the Abandoned Territories DLC, where you can buy it for £2.40. That pissed me off. That got me to the point of borderline depression with gaming, because it was one of the games that I really looked forward to for a long time. Got the game, played it, had a ball, had a blast playing it, met some good friends playing that game. But then all of a sudden, scope weapon bundles came into play. That was it. You know what I mean? I put down the game. And it had nothing to do with the game. The game played good. It had its matchmaking issues. Yeah, fine, fair enough. But, you know, the game as it played and as it looked, you know what I mean, was excellent. It was a masterpiece, I have to say. There's very few games I can quote as being a masterpiece. Do you know what I mean? But The Last of Us 2, I'm hoping doesn't go down that route. That's why I'm not really being excited for that. Then you have Red Dead Redemption. Already people's quoted Red Dead Redemption, you know, as being one of the hotly contested games. And I have got no qualms with that. It's definitely going to be a really fun-packed autumn season filled with games, top-notch games as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm looking forward to how the game is just gonna look on my PS4 Pro. It's gonna look fucking awesome, man. And then you have Uncharted The Lost Legacy. That is a game I have the least amount of excitement for. I have to admit, I have the least amount of excitement for, simply because of how they churned out Uncharted 4. Totally disappointed in that. I felt like the £64 that I spent on that game wasn't worth it for what they brought out in the beginning. 3 PvP modes, no co-op modes whatsoever. Took nearly 9 months for it to come. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. That's where I have issue. But with Destiny 2, it's a no-brainer for me. You know what I mean? The price can be an issue for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I split it down. It's like, okay, I'm getting a game for 40 quid and I'm getting each expansion for 20 quid. Or I'm getting a game for 50 quid and I'm getting each expansion for 15 quid. Permutate it how you basically want, but I've permutated it in a way that it makes sense to me, because it had to make sense to me before I press the pre-order and pay. And by the way, it's an immediate payment that's required, and it's one of the first games that I've actually ordered in that way. I've never was Uncharted 4. No, I don't even think Uncharted 4 was a pre-order and pay. I don't even think that game had that stipulation. But I know Call of Duty did, and I know quite a few people bought Call of Duty. You know what I mean? For an old game, which makes no sense to me. But it's their money. It's their money to do what they want with it, and that's all there is to it. So, for those who are hating, you don't have to hate, man. You don't have to go on the forums just to spew out your bile. It's your opinion. I understand it, but it just makes the community even stronger when they encounter old stale shit like that every time. Because there's one thing that you cannot argue with, is that Destiny 2 or Destiny mechanics, gunplay mechanics, are by far one of the best on the PS4 system. Without question, without a doubt, without hesitation, deviation. The mechanics are fucking excellent, man. So, I've pre-ordered mine. Tell me what you think, what you're feeling, what you're not feeling. It's gonna probably be based upon a lot of comments I've seen in forums within the last 24 hours, but just let me know. I know the grind is going to be an issue, but as a non-player of Destiny, are you tempted? Are you not tempted? Based upon what Bungie has addressed, the concerns given by the community, and them stating that they have addressed it in a way where they're more or less getting rid of old shit by blowing up the tower, blowing up the town underneath the tower, and all that stuff, and bringing something different. My brother said to me that he's got his reservations about certain elements of Destiny 1 and then bringing that forward into Destiny 2. Which, I mean, with a reskin, you know, in terms of character, I don't know. I don't know at this point, you know what I mean? Because I haven't seen anything. But it's going to be dropping September the 8th. It's going to be gameplay footage May the 16th. And the beta's coming out in June. So you can make up your own minds at that point. So anyway, that's all for me for now. And as always, I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank everyone for stopping by. And you don't know the coup, whatever the game, media, platform, format, genre, happy gaming, because that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters. And until I catch you on the next one, please, gamers, stay blessed. Magan.